Hey, it's Vince with Venterm Games. In this video, I'll be showing you a simple tutorial on an item idle animation with Spriter Pro. We'll start in Photoshop, but you can do this with most art programs. You want to have your item object separated into parts you think will at some point need to move. You make each part a separate layer. I'm highlighting all the layers and selecting Quick Export as PNG to save all the object parts as separate images to use in Spriter Pro. As you can see, all parts were saved as separate images. This is exactly what we need. Let's open up Spriter Pro and start a new project. In Spriter Pro, you select the folder that contains the project's images that you want to use. Always make sure each project has its own folder so you don't get unnecessary images from other animations making clutter. Now you can simply left-click, hold, and drag and drop all the parts of your object from the palette into the workspace area. Once placed, you can make adjustments to the Z order so the correct parts are behind or in front as originally drawn. I take the red circle, which represents the image origin point, and move it to the area I feel will most likely be stationary and function as a hinge point. Bones will override this point, but it is still helpful for making small adjustments. Hold Alt and left-click while dragging to create a bone. As you continue to hold Alt and do new left clicks, you can create new bones that function as children to the first bone. That means they react when the first bone is moved. As you can see, I added a bone to the main part of the berry, to the stem, and to each leaf. The berry is the parent, so when tilted, all other parts will follow. When I move the bones, only the bones tilt. So we need to assign each image to a bone. Select a bone by left-clicking, hold down the B key, and left-click the corresponding part of the object to each bone. The part will increase in transparency when you make a selection. Now you can easily see how the parent bone moves the entire object, and child bones down the line move only certain specific parts. Now we are ready to make an animation. At the bottom of the screen, you can see a timeline. This is where you can make keyframes for important stages in your animation. All I'm doing here is selecting the middle of the timeline and moving the object up slightly. Spriter Pro will create a keyframe automatically with that position change, then create a smooth motion from point A to point B, then back to point A in a loop. This is a bit boring, so let's add more movement. We can adjust the leaves to simulate up and down gravity. It's very easy to check progress with the play button. Those 3 little tweaks to the stem leaves made a huge difference already. You can make changes to the playback speed by adjusting this percentage up and down. Something I highly recommend playing around with are animation curves. You have instant, linear, and custom. Linear is default, which as you can see is fine, but if you make custom curves, you can get smoother, more natural results. Select the keyframe and choose custom. This will open up the animation curve that will occur from this keyframe to the next. Flat ends of the curve will be slow, and steeper ends will move the animation quicker. And that's our finished simple animation. I'm going to export this into frames, which is the easiest and most compatible way to use these sprites, in my opinion. When exporting, I select the option to save as separate numbered image files. Here you can also adjust your goal frames per second and scale the images down if needed. When saving, I usually make a separate frames folder within the project folder so I can easily locate my finished animations. Choose a name and it will save all frames as a PNG and number them in order. Since these tutorials are going along with the production of Nuts Revenge, I'll show you how I import this animation into Gamemaker Studio as a sprite. Simply create a new sprite and select Import. Here you can unselect all frames and Gamemaker will load them as one animation, just like you previewed in Spriter Pro. And that's it. Using animations from Spriter Pro in Gamemaker Studio is really easy. File sizes of large animations can really add up, so keep that in mind. At this time, bone animations made with Spriter Pro are not natively supported in Gamemaker Studio 2, so the only option is the individual frames method, but that works for me. Hope you found this quick Spriter Pro animation tutorial helpful. May not be the hammer twirling tutorial you hope for, but subscribe and look out for some more advanced tutorials I put out while working on Nuts Revenge. Don't forget to wishlist and join the Discord. I'm putting links in the description for the programs used, my Steam page, and Discord. Thanks again for watching.